The PSP is definitely one of my favorite handheld consoles. I was so excited when this thing came out, so I could play titles like Crisis Core and Star Ocean First Departure. Outside the games released for it, it was also a great console to hack and to make into an emulation station for NES and SNES games. Does anyone else remember the Phantom Battery hack? I remember my friend learned about it and didn't rest until he made it happen. Then he jailbreaked all the PSPs in my friend group. Man, it was so awesome. The PSP was just such a great handheld. I wanted to show my PSP collection and just share some thoughts and memories of the games I have. Normally I do this on my Instagram page, but I was curious about how a video about my collection would be like. I honestly don't know if this is the type of video people enjoy watching, nor have I ever done something like this. My commentary for the games are going to be improv rather than scripted like in all the rest of my videos and what I'm reading right now. So let me know in the comments if you'd like more content like this. Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. I played this game a lot on the PSP because before this I've never played Rondo of Blood, and it's also awesome because you can unlock Symphony of the Night in it. It's definitely a great Castlevania collection for the time, and I highly suggest people to play it. Dissidia Final Fantasy. Or is it Final Fantasy Dissidia? I don't know. In my retro game collector app, it has Dissidia in front of Final Fantasy. I'm doing these in alphabetical order, by the way, obviously. This game was fun. I got it when it first came out. It was super grindy, and it was like the first PSP game I believe I played multiplayer on, or I guess co-op on with a friend. I think we also fought each other too. I thought the fighting system in it was okay, but like it was just so grindy. Like I don't think I ever finished every single character in it. Dissidia Duodecim 012 Final Fantasy, whatever it's called. I've actually barely played this game. They added a bunch of characters like from Final Fantasy 13 with Lightning, and I believe characters from Final Fantasy 14, and then they have like side characters like Kain and Tifa. I think when I got this, I was kind of excited to play it, but I was just so burnt out on the Dissidia system that like I really have to be in the mood to play it. Final Fantasy 1, it's still a banger in my opinion after all these years. I like it. I beat the Pixel remaster on Steam recently, and it's still good. I still like Final Fantasy 1. Final Fantasy 2, I like this game. I first beat it, I believe, on the GBA, and I thought the port on the PSP was great as well. I like Final Fantasy 2, and I like its system, how it's definitely different, and it's not a classic level up system. I really liked it. Final Fantasy 4 Complete Collection. I have this sealed. I believe, actually, I think it's a reseal. It doesn't even look like a legit seal. I like Final Fantasy 4. Final Fantasy 4 is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. I've beaten the 3D one, the Super Nintendo one, and then the After Years I thought was hot garbage. I didn't even finish it. It was so bad. But they put it all together on the PSP, which is a really cool collection. Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. Tactics is once again one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. This was a great, I mean, I don't know, it's not necessarily a remake, but you could call it a remaster because they fixed a bunch of translation stuff so you can way better understand the story. They added some awesome like animated cutscenes and stuff. I really love Tactics. I thought this game was great, and the port is like my preferred version. I wish they would port this to Steam. I know there's like a rumor of a Final Fantasy Tactics remake happening, but if not, at least port this version. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, another great game. The remaster, remake, whatever you call it, Crisis Core Reunion came out. What was it? Was it the end of last year, or was it the year before that? I don't remember. It was kind of recent. I played it and I beat it again. I remember I played and beat it on the PSP as well. Actually, I have a funny story about Crisis Core. When I first got it, I got it in the morning and then I had to go to work. And then when I got home, one of my roommates at the time's like dumbass fucking friend opened it and fucking played it. Like I was super fucking pissed. Obviously this isn't a funny story where I think it's funny, but it could be funny if like somebody saw it on TV or something. I don't know. I was pissed. Crisis Core is a great game. So we have God Eater Burst. For some reason on the PSP version they call it God's Eater. I have no clue why. There must have been some sort of miscommunication there. It's God Eater. I've played these games on Steam. I really like the first one. The second one was okay, and I still need to finish the third one. But I like God Eater. It's basically like, I mean, if I had to call it anything, it'd be anime Monster Hunter, basically. Guilty Gear Judgment. I love the Guilty Gear series. It's definitely up there as some of my preferred fighting game series. Judgment was kind of cool. They kind of took the idea of doing like a side-scrolling beat 'em up just with Guilty Gear characters. And Guilty Gear, they have games that are weird like that they kind of experimented with, like Asuka on the PS2. But yeah, Judgment was fun. I remember it being kind of hard, but you know, 2D beat 'em ups, they're designed to take your quarters. I like that they still kind of went with that route with the difficulty. I liked it. Guilty Gear X2, X and Core Plus. Once again, love the Guilty Gear series, so I try to collect all the Guilty Gear games I could find physically. Indiana Jones and the Staff of Kings. So I've never played this. I want to, because there's that new Indiana Jones game coming out from, I think published by Bethesda, but developed by somebody else. Love Indiana Jones. Who doesn't love Indiana Jones? I definitely want to check this game out before the new one comes out. Loco Roco. I have this game sealed. Never played it. Don't even know what it's about. I got one of those stupid little fucking gift crates where it's like, oh, we'll send you a bunch of random retro games. And they're all fucking garbage. Like, they're all cheap, common stuff. Like, obviously, they have stacks and stacks of just crap they send out. And this was one of the games. So, Monster Hunter Freedom. This was the very first Monster Hunter game I played. I have this copy sealed. I really fell in love with Monster Hunter World, so I've kind of been doing this weird thing of collecting old Monster Hunter games. This is the first one I played way back. Oh, it was a long time ago. And I remember being really excited to play it. And then me and my friend playing it and, like, being really confused because we're just like dying fast and we didn't get it because we assumed it was gonna be like a hack and slash game, and it was not. And we kind of thought the game was garbage when we put it down, but it was only because we didn't understand that kind of game. Like, we didn't get it at the time. Obviously, I love Monster Hunter now, but at that time, I didn't get it. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. This one is also sealed. I think this one might also be like a resealed as well. Monster Hunter Freedom 2, this one's like a PSP Classics edition, also sealed. I don't know, I kept finding Monster Hunter games sealed. I've never played this one, so I don't know if I ever will, because I love World like so much that going to any other Monster Hunter to me kind of feels like a step down. I don't mean that to like throw shade at it, that's just how I feel. Phantasy Star Portable. So I never played Phantasy Star Online when it came out on like Dreamcast or anything like that. I've only played like Phantasy Star games online and portable games like way after the fact. And I like Phantasy Star Portable. If I remember, it plays like online. And I liked online, even with its like old crappy graphics. I guess they're not crappy, I like them. Old polygonal graphics and everything. I don't know, I've always liked Phantasy Star Online gameplay, and I like portable as well. Star Ocean First Departure. So Star Ocean 1's my favorite Star Ocean. This was a great remake of the Super Famicom version. And it kind of used like Second Story's like engine and kind of look to it. I really enjoyed it. It's a great game. It has my favorite Star Ocean story. Star Ocean Second Evolution. This was a great port to the PSP, another great Star Ocean game. It plays great. Before Second Story R came out recently, Second Evolution would be like my go-to, like to recommend, like if you're going to play Star Ocean 2, to play the PSP version, because the PSP loads way faster than the PS1, and it's a Star Ocean game, so you're saving and reloading while crafting and grinding and doing that stuff. So the PSP version is great. Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max. So I love Street Fighter. The Alpha series though, like, was like a huge, I missed like the whole gap of Alpha. I've obviously played all of them now, like going back. The mechanics and the systems in it are still kind of foreign to me, like especially with like when the custom combos you could do in Alpha 3 and in Alpha 2 and everything. Like, it was fun just to like mess around against like the computer. I rarely played Street Fighter Alpha 3 against people, but it was a fun game, and the PSP version has so many flippin' characters, it's crazy. Valhalla Knights. So I remember getting this game and really being into it. It's been so long since I played it. I kind of remember it like this, where you basically start off and you're just progressing forward through different areas and towns and stuff. And then like if you die, it's like all the way back to the start, I think. So you're basically kind of like grinding up, trying not to die. Otherwise, I think you kind of have to like start over. I really don't remember too much, but it was very roguelike before roguelike I think was like a known thing. And I know there's a second game too I'd like to play. I should definitely go back and play this one. It's been so long, and I remember really, really liking it. Valkyrie Profile Lenneth. This is a port of just Valkyrie Profile to the PSP, and I think they have some quality of life improvements. I'm not sure. The only Valkyrie Profile I've played and beat was the PS1 version. So probably if I ever have a hankering to play Valkyrie Profile again, I'll probably definitely play the PSP one. Ys 6, the Ark of Napishtim, or I'm sure I said that wrong. Napishtim, who cares? Ys 6 is what I was referred to. I beat this last year on Steam. I beat the Steam version. I thought it was a fun game. I love the Ys games. I love the action and how you can. Most of them are like really short, except for kind of the recent ones. But a lot of the older ones are just short, and the action was fun, and like grinding wasn't too bad, and they look great, and the music, I mean, Falcom music is like fucking amazing. But I really liked Ys 6. I thought it was great. And last but not least, here's my PSP. It's a 1001 series. It still works, but the nub, the down left, does not like work anymore. So if I play like Street Fighter or Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo on this, I can't block basically if I'm on the left side. Love the PSP. It's definitely one of my favorite handhelds. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I have to ask, what are some of your favorite PSP games in your collection? Do you have a big collection? Do you have a small collection? Have you played the PSP? Feel free to share your thoughts, and thank you for watching.